remember, the more apt they were to be able to see a game almost in everyday events. And therefore, the more smiles, the more happiness, the more joy. And of course, going with the territory, the more screams and yelling and so on also. But this has been my observation, and memory anyways. Well, what value can we get? What message, what lesson can we learn from such memories? Well, for me, anyways, I've come to believe that through observing children, I have learned to take life in a certain way, that I could be a happier person. I could be a more joyful person. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that we all have to be parents or even guardians of children to be happy. Far from it. I'm simply recounting a story or a memory to give an example of a lesson, a valuable lesson, I believe. Very valuable lesson. And it's valuable for this reason. Because when we can observe somebody else, as small as that person might be, having fun and being happy, doing what they do anyways, in everyday events, we can come to understand that possibility also can exist within us. Now, to say that that possibility exists within us, I must be able to back it up with how can we actually do it? How can we explore this possibility? Well, the first thing we can do is we can remember back to the story of Margaret. And for those of you who are watching here, who, if you watching, have not heard the story of Margaret, it's not that critical if you didn't. It's basically a story about a lady who is going for what she wants in life. She discovered within herself something she wanted, and it happened to be that she wanted to lose weight and have a flatter belly, but that doesn't really matter because we all want different things. It's the principle I'm talking about here. But anyways, part of what she chose to do was she chose to visualize what she wanted in life. And to see that physical state in the here and now in her imagination. And with all of this, she chose to experience the feelings she associated with having had achieved that in the here and now. And one of those feelings she associated with having the new physical self was a sense of happiness and achievement. And the more and more she visualized this, the more she began to experience happiness in her imagination. And the more then it would just spontaneously show up in her everyday life, she felt like she was a happier person. So as we can see, when she arrives at her new physical self, she finds that the real prize is more than just that new physical body. It's the whole package of how she feels about it in terms of things like happiness. So as we can see, in Margaret's case, anyways, her achieving what she wants in life has helped her to be a happier person. And her being a happier person, along the way, choosing to be so, has helped her to achieve what she wants. As we can see, they are two parts of the same experience of Margaret going through life at that point. We can also see in her story that happiness for her was a choice. And for us that can be so also. Just like who we choose to hang out with, where we choose to live, how we choose to do what we do, what we choose to do what we do. All of these things that we choose end up affecting our experience in life. Likewise with happiness. We choose happiness, it becomes our experience eventually. So in saying that we can choose happiness, And in realizing that the possibility exists within us, what else can we do? Well, as I see it, we have to involve ourselves in being happy. Nobody else is going to do it for us. In other words, we can do things like Margaret did. We can choose to visualize what we want on a daily basis and to incorporate the imagination of happiness in that visualization. This may not seem workable at first, for sure, because it seems a little abstract, but in time we will begin to experience happiness in our visualization, and that begins to spill out into our real world, where we experience happiness more often. What else can we do? Well, from what I have experienced anyways, I have found that by observing children, either my own or those of friends and family, I have come to be a more relaxed person. A person who takes life less seriously. And one who's more unconditionally accepting of what is, that appears to be out of my control anyways. This, I must say, has helped me to be a happier person. And from the way I see it, when we, you and I, can be happier people, this will certainly help us to achieve those other things we want in life. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope to talk to you again in a while. Bye-bye for now.